Hello, welcome back to my huge channel, everybody. I hope everybody's doing amazing. I'm doing amazing, especially since it's the first time this year I'm able to shoot my video during daytime. I mean, it's not official daytime, but I have some brightness coming from outside, and whoever is responsible for the fact that I have a bit more of light during the summer days, Mother Nature or God, or who's responsible for it? I don't know. I'm very grateful for this, that I do see some rays of sunshine. So we're starting with happiness, and sunshine is also some sort of the topic of today. But first and foremost, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that yet. Half of the viewers are not subscribers, so I know I'm also a very lazy person concerning that, but please subscribe if you like what I do here. Join the Patreon, where I'm also sharing a bit more personal stuff and where you can show your support. In the Discord chat, where we are almost 2,000 people and we're showing everything that we're not supposed to show on Instagram, we're showing on Discord, which means products that we want to buy, products that we bought, general fashion theories and topics like intellectual things that where you need a few brain cells. Definitely required. I will leave the links down below. The Discord room, cord, server is the best place where you can flourish and find like-minded people, and that's the best thing in the world. To be honest, I'm so happy that these people are there. And join the Discord, my Patreon, please support me, guys, or this YouTube channel. It's the mothership. Okay, circling back to why we're here, actually. And the topic is, as I said, it's sunshine, it's sun rays, it's summer, it's spring summer, it's getting warmer. We see more insects in our household that we don't want to kill and just like want them to go out by themselves. We want happiness, and we want happiness for our feet. And this video is about the most important spring summer shoes that you need to survive and what you need to be concerned of when you buy these shoes. What should be your criteria? Everything I learned during my many summers in this world of buying shoes. And I want to bring you slightly closer to the 3 criteria that are not very complex, but it took me a while until I needed to figure out what exactly I need to search for when I'm buying summer shoes, because it's a completely different world than winter shoes. Winter shoes are like kindergarten, and buying summer shoes is like getting a PhD. Like, it's very complex, and I'm helping you today, and I have recommendations for you as well. By the way, I'm working currently on my website where I have tons of recommendations and where you can always just click through and find perfect options if you don't know what to get and how you want to get dressed. So starting with summer. We all love summer, right? Like, nobody does not love. It's a double negation that I sometimes mismatch in English. Summer is, I think, the season that a lot of people genuinely like, even though, of course, nobody wants to have these 30 degrees and too dry weather, too humid weather, but it's like, come on, we all like summer, right? We like sunshine, we like vitamin D. We physically need summer to survive. But there's just one tiny thing concerning summer that we need to be aligned on and be clear about, and you need to share my opinion on this so this video makes sense. Summer is pretty hideous. Very often, summer is pretty painful, and we don't expect it. And that's the problematic part about summer. And the biggest supporter of summer are summer shoes. More quirky kind, the colorful kind, different style kind, friend of summer, and they represent childhood memories, effortlessness, you know, nonchalance. You can wear them, and then their names are even slip-ons, you know, like flip-flops, slip-ons. Like, everything is cute and funny and sporty and casual, and they look so harmless. They are painful. It's a pain to choose and wear summer shoes. It's one of my biggest pains in my fashion life, I would say, selecting perfect summer shoes. High heels are predictable. You know what you get, you know, you get your, I don't know, 5 inches, 6 inches, whatever you can handle. And they say, yeah, I'm gonna be painful. Like, look at me, I look super sharp, edgy, and sexy. Like, you're gonna pay for this. With some layers of skin probably, with some blister patches that if you were smart, you attached even prior to the blisters that will occur if you want it or not. But heels are predictable. And summer shoes are never predictable. You never know. You need to wear them. There's like 1 square centimeter of leather on them, and you need to break them in. You literally need your feet to get used to them. And all of this is a pain, and it's terrible. And that's why I wanted to create this video, because I want this to be shoes that you can actually wear in summer. So for me, there are exactly 3 important criteria to select a perfect summer shoe. And I will show you options online, and I will show you some examples I have in my own wardrobe as well, where I think these are perfect choices. So rule number 1, which is probably the easiest and most random rule, is what is the quality of the shoe? And with quality, we also have facts like what is the fabric being used? Was it leather? What is leather on top? What is the leather beneath? Do I have leather on my heel, or is it a plastic heel? Do I need to be careful where I step in with my kitten heel? If it's leather, you will have a hard time in a city if you have a leathered heel. But also, what's the leather inside of the shoe? What's the sole? How thick is the sole itself? Is it a leather sole? Is it a plastic sole? These are all important facts when you choose a shoe, and this should be actually one of the most important things. It's the quality of the shoe. And since you wear a lot of summer shoes barefoot, for me it's also really important what the quality inside of the shoe is like, what the stitches are like, what are the stitches around the leather, because if those stitches are on top of your toes, goodbye. Goodbye, you don't even start into summer. Rule number 2, and probably the unsexiest and most disturbing one when you want to make an amazing decision on a pair that you love: comfort. Comfort is something, I don't know if it's because I get older, but also you get kind of wiser, but also it's not only getting wiser, but you're also kind of fed up with a lot of things. I used to buy tons of shoes that I loved, and I didn't care about comfort. I cared more about quality, but I never cared about comfort. I experienced a lot, I bought a lot, and now I know exactly what I need. And rule number 3, for me personally, of course, the most important one is what is the style of the shoe? And when I say style, it's not only according to what trend is it a trendy piece? Like everybody watching this channel knows, it's not about wearing trends here. Figure it out. That means a lot of experimenting. If you don't know what to do, I made a whole video about personal style and how to get to your personal style. But you need to take this deep breath and get out of your comfort zone if you want to evolve this summer into getting more into yourself and your personal style, your personal aesthetic, and try new things. I'm so sorry for talking so much about theory again, but I think it's extremely important to be aware what's relevant when you purchase an item, because at the end you're going to purchase an item and you want to keep it as long as possible. So I'm starting with the very first, most common, most quickly associated with summer kind of shoe, which is the flip-flop. It's the shoe where you have this tiny piece of fabric. It's usually leather, but it can also be plastic or something else, between 2 of your favorite toes. And one thing for sure, people either hate them or love them. Like, I love this kind of shoe. My sister absolutely hates them. She says, this is not meant for feet, this is not meant for shoes, as something on my foot. It's terrible, it's painful. And I get it. I think it takes time. This is a kind of style of a shoe I need to break in every year. Like, of course, your skin is getting more sensitive during the winter because you don't expose it to like fabric in between, or you're a tubby girl and it works whole year maybe. But overall, it's a very problematic shoe, I get it. So the most common one, I would say there are 3 categories of flip-flops. There's a very flat one, the most classic, that you can also use like at the beach or whatever. Then there's the tiny kitten heel that got very popular with this whole totem, the rove movement, I would say, of the last 3, 4, 5 years. And now we even have it more on high heels, which is also a very interesting format. But we have like these 3 different versions, like very flat kitten heel on the heels. And I have some examples for you. So these are my Havaianas that I bought, I think, I don't know, 2 years ago. I hope they don't look too nasty because they have seen some summers. To be very honest, I think these are also the cheapest. They also have a slimmer version. I wanted to get the wider version on purpose. I think it's a wider version, right? Or is this already the slim version? I think I wanted to have the wide version because it was even more sporty, and since I have very often like very streamlined looks, whatever, I want my shoe to look a bit more bulky and edgy in terms of less refined. And to me, the Havaianas give you very much this very less refined look. So if your looks are usually very streamlined, minimalistic maybe, if your look is too thought through, you want to break it a bit. You want to make it a bit more gimmicky, a bit more funny, because if you would wear now like a serious leather shoe underneath, you would just fulfill this look and you would not have this juxtaposition that you want to have. And creating contrast is the only thing that kind of makes the look exciting at the end. So as perfect as it is, whenever I see a perfect look, I don't like it. And that's why I say I don't like good taste, because anything that is 100% of one thing is not fun. So I think the Havaianas are an amazing tool, and I think you can try it, it's an amazing tool to experiment with looks. I know it's a bit overpopulated, you see it everywhere, but come on, we don't care about trends, whatever. If you pull it off, you pull it off. Another option I have that I really, really love, and I would not have expected that I'm a Kate girl, but apparently I am a Kate girl. These shoes here I bought last year, I think, and this is a model that is very interesting and a bit atypical for Kate, I would say, because you see you have here some patent leather and here's some neoprene. I will tag the shoe, and the heel is also plastic, which is amazing. This is one of the points that I mentioned. I think it's amazing, and I love that the front is plate shaped, super wide, so this makes it a bit more disruptive than the very streamlined, thinner ones. I know they bring out another model that looks similar, but to me, to be honest, way less exciting. I still found a few shops where you can still shop it because it's not in stock anymore, it's an old model. I can pull off these, and it's still sporty here with a flip, but I still have a little kid heel, so it's a bit more grande dame, a tiny bit, and I don't feel too much of a child because I can very easily feel like a child, which doesn't make me feel very comfortable because the only thing I always wanted was to grow up as a kid. No, but this is a great option, and there are many, many options. I will link everything down below, but this you can find, this kind of aesthetic, a kitten heel with a flip-flop, you can find in every store currently, but I will recommend you a few ones that I blend in here. I searched for some, but I know, of course, Totem and Kate have amazing ones, but you don't have to go this elegant, And I think it's an important shoe, and this is a shoe that always either can upgrade a look very easily or bring it down, make it a bit more grounded when you're already a bit too sophisticated. The second summer shoe that I would recommend, if it fits with your aesthetic, is a ballerina. I think the ballerina is as old as mankind, or since Repetto designed it. I do really like the Repetto ones. They have a certain price tag, but they have one point that I haven't seen on any other ballerinas. The front is so thin, that you almost see your in-betweens of your toes, if you understand what I mean. It's like this. And a lot of ballerinas currently are like this. And I don't like it. I don't like it if it covers my whole foot. I don't like the look. But when it comes to a ballerina, I like it to be very short on the edges. And this is something I've only seen with Repetto. And to be honest, I was considering to get a pair because I want super basic shoes that don't say anything. I want to have a shoe that doesn't speak anything, no aesthetic at all. I know Mariam Nasserzadeh, for example, has beautiful ones. As I said, I will try to find the high options, the high good quality options that I would recommend anybody who has the budget for it. But I will definitely also have some, I do like Arcade, to be honest. I know it's also considered fast fashion, but I like it way more when it comes to shoes than COS. I do not really have a good history with COS shoes, and overall COS, everything accessory is kind of a bit tricky when it comes to COS. I don't know, I'm not very happy with it. But when it comes to Arcade, I'm usually positively surprised, but I will have some different examples as well. Overall, the ballerina, I know we're kind of over it, it's everywhere, and since Miu Miu bang it out, okay, we saw it, we know about it, but it's so practical and really fits with everything. So ballerinas are unfortunately still a go-go for summer. And the great thing also here is you can wear it with socks, and what I really like in summer, also when it's kitten heels or whatever, is wearing it with socks. And now that I said kitten heels, we're at the next topic. And here I have great options. So this, I don't know why I have so many Kate shoes now here, because I'm not that much of a Kate person, but I have to say they have beautiful designs. So this is a pair that looks a bit like wedding shoes maybe, but the reason that made me get them, despite the big sale of course, was this asymmetry that I have here, and how it goes around your ankle and looks so 90s. And again, the heel is plastic, which I personally love. It's satin, beige satin. Don't ask me where I can wear this without killing it in a second. And these I can wear with socks as well. And I think here you also have a lot of stuff covered up, like your toes. I don't mind showing my toes at all. I really don't care. I don't have beautiful feet. I really don't care. I couldn't care less. But if you don't feel so comfortable, there are many beautiful options where you can do it, and I think these are great. I have another pair that I love absolutely. These, to be very honest, I have never worn these before. from the brand Gia Studios. I don't know if you're aware of it. I think you can buy them now at Net-a-Porter. This is like a silky, velvetish fabric. And what I love the most about these shoes is that this is kind of like a mule. I think this is kind of a trend right now. I have seen some other options, and I will link, as I said, everything down below. One minus point is just that I kind of flip out of it. So it does the thing a mule does. You flip out of it. This is just like for show off, actually. But again, it's like super cozy, and the strap here in the front is fine because it's not super high, so I can wear it and I do not have like too much heaviness here. And I would say these are kind of like the normal kitten heels, but what I figured that what we have currently also in the online shops and on the runways as well are like transformed kitten heels. Like I would say this is like here, I mean, this is slightly transformed, you know, like with this angle, but this has, everybody's doing that. This is nothing crazy. But if you want to buy something new and refreshing, and what I would definitely do, and they're on my wish list, for example, these J.W. Anderson moccasin-like kitten heels. Like this is a transformation I haven't seen before. I know we had moccasin on heels before, but this is like a more like bulky version. It looks soft and like spongy and something, I mean, something J.W. Anderson is kind of famous for doing, like kind of weirding one out with the proportions they create. And this is, for example, absolutely adorable. I think very interesting, and it looks very comfortable. So you will not have pain between your toes or anything. It looks like a very comfortable shoe, and I just fell in love with it when I saw it on the runway already. And if you want to go more classic, there's also this Burberry one. It looks very vintage. Like overall, try to find anything you can find secondhand if you are not disgusted by it. I think it's fine, guy. You can disinfect everything nowadays. I know summer shoes is a bit more weird sometimes because people tend to wear them barefoot. I think that's a reason for me why I'm like very careful when it comes to summer shoes. But these ones, for example, are like super sophisticated, but still have a lot of like 90s energy to them, like with the way they're created, and they look one-to-one like vintage moccasin on tiny kitten heel for me. But if you don't want to dig too deep and you want to go for it, go for these Burberry ones. They look amazing, and the way it was styled, I also loved it as well. So Burberry shoes, honestly, like Ferragamo and Burberry for me are super underrated currently. Like everybody's shopping Bottega right now, I know, but it's also nice. Mathieu Blasi will like you, but there are also other shoes that are interesting, not just equally expensive. Yeah, that's the thing they have in common. And another J.W. Anderson shoe, but for Loewe, or Löwe, how I like to call it from now on. Since I'm teaching everybody that it's actually a German name. Löwe, for example, has this sandal, open sandal, but kind of on a heel. And they had it in their fall-winter 23 collection already on a loafer. But I fell in love, especially with the fabric. And I saw that they redid the fabric on these ones. I love it. For me, this is, for example, the perfect mix of like design and comfort. And, you know, looking kind of classy, but still like, and disruptive. It has this transformational look to it because it creates everything all at once, you know, like a different kind of fabric, a different kind of heel, and also shoe shape overall. So actually this is kind of ticking all the boxes. These are amazing, and Jonathan just always knows what to do. Another form of shoe where I know that a lot of people cannot handle it, do not like it, and we see a bit from the Isabelle Marant basket wedges coming back, but we have wedges. And to be very fair, I really always loved wedges when it came to heels in an elegant way. I think it's beautiful. I think this form of heel, it's something we don't see so often, and I think it, like having this huge block under your foot, can create this, I don't know, it looks a bit like you're this model staged somewhere and you're not supposed to walk, but then you start walking on them. And we have seen these tiny heels for so long, so it's interesting to have that. And if the shoe itself is interesting overall with what is on the front going on as well, that's amazing. I mean, I'm always saying the same, but I really love the ones from Mayam Nasserzadeh. I think it's her bestseller as well, and I still love them. I think they came out like 10 years ago or whatever. I think it's a beautiful way, again, very lightweight. You know, this is a shoe that doesn't exaggerate, where you can still like pull off any look you want, and you can also wear it with socks. The designer herself styles it with socks all the time. Like, don't be scared of socks. Like, this is the season of tights and socks. Everybody go for socks and shoes from now on. And these from Mayam I love. A bit off topic summer, but I also saw the ones from Kate. I think these are summer shoes. I don't know if it's from her last winter, but it was like a mule on a wedge, and it was closed in the front. And this for me looks like a This is for me actually the perfect summer shoe when it's like closed in the front, so I can wear like a tiny sock in the front. You know, these tiny ones, you can get them from Amazon, you can get them from anywhere. I swear on these because it helps me to not get any blisters or anything because I don't have these single tiny straps everywhere. And you can still have your ankle out, and this wedge is just bringing some new shape into the look, and it can look very disruptive. I would go for like a sporty look because the shoe itself is like kind of chic. It looks a bit like a boot that was cut off, and I think this was a beautiful version. Of course, again, it has a price tag on it, so I don't know who wants to get it. I personally love it, and I would absolutely go for this shoe. I think Kate is pretty good in shoes. Like, let's be clear on that. And if you're really searching again for something like this here, I know Aide, which is also a German brand. I will never know how this name is being pronounced, by the way. Aide, I don't know. But they have amazing quality. It's really a brand where I can say like, okay, I know the quality very well and they're amazing. They have like these kind of shoes as well. If you don't want to go for like vintage versions or cannot find anything on sale, they have a mid-price range. It's still pretty affordable. So they also had a beautiful version that I really liked. If you want to go the very classic way and if everything else is a bit too disruptive for you. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of sticking to one brand here again. No, but I talked enough about Kate and now I talk a lot about Löwe. They have this one heel. Honestly, I thought I will get destroyed for showing this shoe until I saw almost all sizes are gone, and I fell in love with this shoe because it looks so weird and different, and I have not seen this shape before. It looks like a fisherman's sandal on a wedge. Let me know if somebody else created this already because it doesn't look also super revolutionary. We had wedges before, we had like fisherman, gladiator kind of sandals before. This looks beautiful, and again, it looks so comfortable to wear these shoes because you have so much leather around. You can wear it like with a thin sock, you can wear it with a thicker sock. I love it, and I think it can look amazing on everybody. I think it creates more like of a sporty kind of look. I don't know why, I think it's like this gladiator fisherman vibe that makes it a bit more like, a bit more sporty casual, but the wedges kind of make it a bit more like elongated and elevated. So I think these look super cute with like skirts, but also pants and shorts and everything. These are amazing. Like, yeah, these I truly love. And one part already where I found a way more affordable kind of wedge, which is going more into the family direction of Mayam Nasirzadeh, is a brand called Sant Agni. I see it a lot, to be honest, on people on Instagram. I don't know if people get them gifted or really like the brand. I think they really like it because you do have this Cade, the Row kind of vibe definitely, or like Tove and all these very minimal but kind of opulent when it comes to shape brands. You know what I mean? Like Baroque but without the patterns. I found these wedges. They're like on sale right now. I think they have in many sizes as well. Beautiful. Like this is a shoe. It's like 100% leather. It looks amazing. Like this kind of vibe I would recommend everybody who's going like for this minimalistic approach and wants to have a wedge. These I would maybe even get. I don't know yet, but looks amazing. The only thing that I'm worried about when I have something like on a heel and I just have one single strap that looks kind of elastic is like, is my foot kind of going through, you know? I don't want my toes to touch the ground because I had a pair of COS shoes where that was the case. Like the shoe was beautiful, but it was so loose in the front that I was literally walking on the pavement. So I hope that's not the case with the Sant Agni ones, but I haven't heard anything bad about them yet, and these look amazing. It's worth a try. Another shoe that is pretty multi-purpose, multi-seasonal that you can wear always, and it's definitely, you know, not summer only, but I think to me personally, this is like my Vans slip-on. It's loafers. I'm not a huge fan of Heroi or these brands that we see very often now. It's going too much into the one direction for me. Also GH Bass, I'm not very happy with the quality. Of course, you pay like nothing for these shoes. Obviously, they will not have the best quality. But when I see everybody praising shoes, where I'm like, okay, these are very easily approachable for many people, but it's bad quality and they don't look amazing and they're not comfortable, like it's still money that goes out. So I would definitely prefer like paying double and having a shoe I can actually wear, you know, like it doesn't make sense to me, and that's why I would never talk about shoes that are just cheap. They just have a good style, because style is just one of the 3 criteria we have, right? We still have comfort and quality, and these 2 big boxes are definitely not being ticked by GH Bass, and not even the style part. Like if you look very closely, And I'm not so, you know, it's not that I analyze shoes and I'm a shoe analyzer or whatever, but I figured like there was stuff that was not supposed to be like this though. No, but I found another pair from JW Anderson. I think these were on the runway as well. And I think it's like a mid-range where we can arrange, you know, like skip a few meals, skip a few months of meals, and you might be able to approach. No, but I think these are beautiful, and this is exactly the approach. And when I said my third criteria style, that I expect from a shoe. I expect it to excite me. And I know that's hard if you're a loafer. If you came to this world as a loafer and you're supposed to excite people and you're just like, but I'm a loafer. I don't have many options. But Jonathan Anderson showed us, some come to this world and excite, you know? And I think we need to just align on not comparing these to like Edwards, Crockett & Jones, I don't know, Westons, whatever. Like, they have a different goal, these shoes. You know, they're supposed to excite, and of course they need to have amazing quality for this price point, but it's something else if the main purpose of a shoe is design versus quality. And this is something I very often have to fight for, because my choices are being reduced to like mainly quality. But my only approach of a piece of garment is not only quality. None of us would buy Dries or something if our only approach would be quality, you know? Don't let people get you down because you like Loewe, Jonathan Anderson or whatever. We're here for the design, and if there's a classical house that creates a certain aesthetic that we really love, we will buy it, you know, it's fine, and it's amazing if it has great quality. But if your only approach in fashion is maintaining a certain kind of quality, it's not fashion that you care about so much. It's more quality and heritage probably. Yeah, but these JW ones are amazing. They're 100% leather as well. And what I love about these, they also look a lot like the moccasin versions, of course. It's like, this is like the flat version, but you have this bulkiness around them. And this is something I love because I like it when a shoe has like a certain kind of form without disturbing me. And these look like bulky and puffy, and you don't have the Loewe craziness, which is sometimes, even if you would like to get it, it's like too crazy, you're not going to wear it often. But this looked absolutely like a version I would wear often. So I love this shape, for example. Again, you can wear it with socks, and you will not die if you wear it without socks. So many points for JW today. And since I'm only showing shoes where I think they're slightly disruptive and a bit different than what we usually see, or that was my approach, I of course tried to find everything from generic to more like disruptive pieces. But I found this Comme des Garçons girl shoe on Essence, and I think I never saw it before. And if you like this Gucci plateau shape that we saw, and the whole show was terrible, but I kind of didn't hate the plateau horse bits though, I have to say. Because it was so 70s that I kind of liked it, and I used to have a lot of these plateau shapes. But if you want to go more low-key and actually high-key, because Comme des Garçons girl is definitely cooler than Gucci, you can go for these. The upper texture is leather, and at the end it's rubber. It's beautiful, to be honest. It looks super nice. They have a lot of sizes left. Price is again like mid-range-ish when we talk about luxury, even though girl is not supposed to be luxury, but it is. Since everything is luxury right now. Overall, always try to get everything secondhand. Did I say that already? These are really loved. And again, since I'm a self-acclaimed Loewe ambassador apparently today, the loafers I talked about, where I said I love them, but my foot came out because I have very, very slim feet. These ones on tiny heels, they still have the black ones. They don't have the ones in this cool, hairy fabric that I loved, but they had that on the sandals. They have this pattern leather one. It's so lovely. Come on, it's so lovely. And it's a tiny detail, you know, to add this little kitten heel to like a very bulky and wide fit loafer. But it changes so much. You can create such a different silhouette. The way you stand is different when you have a heel than if you have like a normal flat loafer. Like everything changes with these design features. That's why I said design, bigger quality at the end for me. And I know I didn't talk well about COS before. Like, by the way, I don't have an issue at all with their clothes. I really enjoy COS clothes. It's just usually the design that I think like sometimes a bit innovation. But as I check their shoes, and I haven't checked their shoes probably for years or ages, I saw these moccasin kitten transformed version. I call it a transformed wedge kitten heel loafer. It looked very nice and it looked very comfortable. You don't expose too much skin. You don't have to expose your foot. And to me, it's still a very summery shoe because it's like an open moccasin. Like and it has like, it's a pretty open cut, the shoe, and you can wear it without socks. In the back it has this elastic band that also makes it a bit more summerish in my opinion always. I really love it. I love this heel. This heel style we also know since the 90s actually. Prada bring it back. I think these look amazing. That's definitely a COS shoe I would recommend to try. Very, very nice loafer kitten heel fusion with a wedge. Not wedge, but you know what I mean. Cute, and that's something you need to wear in the summer. And as a last option, it's more like a sneaker form, but I think it's probably even more overpopulated because we saw it more for spring, summer 2024 and the brands bring it out, is of course the ultra flat sneaker that is completely inspired by vintage sneakers that we had in the 90s and early 2000s. Again, very Prada, but very much every brand from Dirk Birkenbergs to Calvin Klein to everybody who designed shoes, or Jill Zander as well. You don't have to get the Miu Miu ones. You will probably also not be able to get those because they're sold out everywhere, and now they're just a few boutiques launching like 2 sizes or whatever. But I think 1K for a pair of sneakers, I don't know. But they're the ones from Dries Van Noten, also hard to get, but it's like 1/3 of the price. So if you want to have your luxury super flat sneaker, and it's not only because it's luxury or it's Dries Van Noten, even though Dries Van Noten by itself would be enough. It's really super nice also, the color combinations. They have one in silver as well. I would probably not go for silver, but either for the brown shade or the green shade. Beautiful. I think that's one of the most beautiful sneakers we have right now on the market, and that's probably why it's also sold out everywhere. Really, really nice sneaker. I really loved it. What I also like when it comes to ultra flat shoes is I'm searching for like a very minimal kind of Van slip-on that are not Van slip-on, and one brand I recently discovered are Moonstar. It's a Japanese brand, also not perfect probably if you have more slender feet, but they do start also with women's sizes. You can check them online because I think they don't sell on their own website. And I just like one specific model because it looks exactly like the slip-on, a bit more elegant because it doesn't have like any stripes or anything or any patterns. I think this is also a beautiful summer shoe, and I know the Row also created this kind of shape, but the fact that the Row absolutely copied this from Vans or Moonstar, whatever, makes me like impossible to like the Row version. So these are like my summer kind of options. And I know it's not the typical list. It's not been only like sandals and strappy things and gladiator things. But I said it's a very practical list, and these are all shoes I would wear in the summer and not in the winter probably, but they're even fusible, so you can transform them to more autumn shoes as well. And I don't want to spend money on like gladiator sandals. I don't want to have anything strappy where everything is dependent on the little ribbon I'm potentially able to create, because it destroys everything and I will just suffer from like having to attach it all the time. I don't want to be that girl that is always in the back, attaching her shoe again, attaching another blister patch and this and this. I want to have comfortable shoes. I'm a walking girl, I'm a working girl. Wow, what is this? I'm running for presidency. No, but you know what I mean? We need comfortable stuff that looks cute and that looks a bit different than what we see everywhere, because we don't like what we see everywhere, because that's usually also not so thought through. So I hope you like this list. I leave all the links down below that I have, and I said I'm working on a site where I have everything organized, and I think this can help you because I love creating videos about personal style. I think almost even more than, I know, the fight is head-to-head with designers versus personal style. But I think this, yeah, at the end, we just follow designers to improve personal style. So that's how it goes. Don't forget to join my Patreon, and please support me there, because this channel right now is working with Patreon. So if you don't support me on Patreon, I will not be able to create more videos, and I want to create more videos. So if you like this, join my Patreon, join the Discord, where we are so many people from all over the world. And all over the world, I mean like all over the world. You can find people everywhere. And we do meetups sometimes, and we do have calls together, and we talk about fashion theories, but we also talk about purchases that we made. So we go from very deep metaphysical topics to the most superficial human last end of the pyramid kind of things. That's us. So if you like this, join this, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because this channel loves you, and it's a huge channel. You want this to be a huge channel. Ciao.